Rules of making a vlog. Number 1. You are not interesting. Number 2. You are not interesting. Number 3. But really, no one cares. You are just not interesting. It's a random what's in my bag video. I just threw things in a pile during the week, as always. So when I have to run to catch the train tomorrow, as always, I just need to pour it all into my 2 bags. But you, my friend, you stay home. It is Friday and I am traveling to Düsseldorf right after work to watch the premiere of Surrogate Cities. Hopefully I won't be late because of some train troubles, like I was, for example, by the premiere of Krita a year ago or 2. I will have only about 30 minutes to change clothes and get to the theater actually. Then on Saturday morning, I travel back to my town. I grab my guitar, because I play music myself on Saturday evening. I'm really excited about it. Then on Sunday morning, I travel back to Düsseldorf to watch Surrogate Cities for the 2nd time. And on Monday morning, I travel back and go to work. It probably won't be my best work day ever, but I have the feeling it will be worth it anyway. Ballet always worth it, and these dancers and this choreographer also worth it. Like, let's say always. That's the coolest room I have ever had. A writer's room. Unfortunately, I won't spend a lot of time here. Just to make it clear, at the very beginning, I just love this place. Oh. The show is over and it is, how should I say it? Well, it is damn good. If you ever have the chance to watch it, then go and watch it. I sat pretty back behind, somewhere on the 3rd floor, so I saw the whole stage, and it is important with the demisvolpi piece to see the whole thing. I haven't seen the dancers too good, because I am anyway blind as a bat, but I will have the chance on Sunday. You might maybe say, I haven't seen my favorite dancers, right? But all of them are my favorites. I really like these guys. I just can't stop hearing the music in my head. The music is not light, people. I mean, you will like it independently from your age and your preferences, but some parts are tough. Especially for the musicians, probably. What was it at the very end? It was a minor 3rd? It was a perfect 4th? Damn, I am such a bad musician. Look what a nice picture I have on my wall. I'm just learning how to record with my cell phone. Please be patient about the resolution. And this is the view from my room. It's a kind of success that I have a place to sleep today at all. This morning before I took the train again, I haven't got a reservation yet. I just somehow, forgot about it. Look, almost there. The traveling itself takes about 3 hours from my town to Düsseldorf and 3 hours back, and I have it like every day this weekend. But it happens pretty rarely that I have to play myself. I don't play music every weekend, Luckily or unfortunately, I am not sure. My normal weekend would be traveling, going to the theater for the ballet, then drawing my next animation or writing, then going back to the theater and then traveling home. Yesterday I traveled back to my town. I was at home about 2 or 3 p.m. and the sound check of the band was planned at 4:30 p.m. We started to play from about 8 p.m. I guess, and it was so much fun. It was so exciting and everything. I loved it a lot, but I was damn tired at the end, and it was midnight when I landed in my bed at last. And today at about 10 a.m. I was already on my way here again. Look, that is what we played. We had to play this one twice because we had such a distortion on the stage, a real electrical storm. We just had to stop and had to start it over. Then I had my problem with this. I'm not a real musician, actually I'm a pretty bad one, and I don't know the chords by heart yet. It is okay until you have those little lights on your music stand and you can just read the music. But when the lights on the stage are off, or it is just too dark, and the batteries in your lights are down in the middle of the song, well then, you have a problem. So I just couldn't see what I should play. So I kept on playing a solid A all the time because that was the only chord I could remember. I'm not proud of it, but, I learned something from that. Always have spare batteries with you. Learn the damn chords by heart. I guess I was just too excited. It was just the second time I played with this band and it was so much fun. Today is a holiday in Germany. I had to work a few hours and then I just couldn't hold myself back from coming out here. This place is just so beautiful. Nothing special, it's a forest, but you rarely see the weather this nice in Germany. Look what I found. I have my Hebrew textbook with me and I had to wait until lesson 20 to learn how you say dancer in Hebrew. It is ragdan, or ragdanit in female form. I really don't remember why I started to learn Hebrew. I have never been in Israel, I am not Jewish, so it was just somehow instinctive, I guess. I've already learned a little Arabic and Persian and Turkish. And, it was just missing from the group. I found it out just later that there are so many great choreographers from Israel. A forest is the best thing to make a video of. No people, no one yells about copyright, and the background sounds are naturally beautiful. New sprigs everywhere. Look at all those babies. They are so cute. The fight for survival is on. Chlorophyll is spouting everywhere. Hello, is there anybody home? Did you know that Marcus Aurelius wrote a book of 12 pens about his depression? Did you know that the drummer Billy Cobham turns 80 in May? It is so damn hard to believe. The good thing with demisvolpi is that he finds somehow the perfect balance between classical and modern. Not everyone gets it right, to my opinion. The problem is not really the balance, because you can decide for yourself where you draw that line. But the struggling while you try to find the balance, that can be seen sometimes when an artist of any kind Guess who's back? The second best place to be after my home in my homeland. Just relax, I know this band already by heart. And this is the stuff they played this season. Lot of great moments. But about this one, we have to talk. We just have to talk about it. But not now, later. I really like the stairs. I guess they are just finished with the introduction. We have a break right now, or to be exact, the dancers and the musicians have a pause. In the pause, I always like to just walk around in the stairway. After the audience ran away for their champagne, it is pretty calm most of the time and the view is pretty nice. I can't stop thinking that this show needs a bigger audience, a much bigger one. Why don't I see my generation here? I also rarely see younger people. I think they just don't know how cool it is. Okay, until a few years ago, I didn't know it either. I watch a lot of dancers, musicians, composers and all kind of artists on YouTube, and they all say the same. The audience for ballet and opera and probably for theater in common is decreasing. It's such a pity because, for example, in this show I'm watching, there is so much in it for everyone. The music is awesome, the dancers are awesome, the whole thing is awesome, and there is something nice in it for everyone, respectively. It doesn't matter if you are old or young or you are for classical things or new things, you would like it. You just should come here. This show is unfortunately for the last time in this season, and as far as I know, they won't plan to play it in the next season either. But you will definitely can see it later here or in Hamburg, where demisvolpi goes to. Here they dance krabat next. It is the same case. A nice ballet for anyone who gives it a try. Don't think that someone told me to say all this. Ballet is just something I discovered lately, and I started to be worried about that we all can lose it. I mean, probably there will be always people who want to dance and there will be always people who want to express themselves through choreographies, but still they need the money and they need the audience to survive. The thing with demisvolpi is that he puts together old and new in just the perfect proportion. And his pieces work for everyone, no matter how old you are or how much idea you have about ballet. I really see a lot of different artists struggling to be modern and up-to-date, and they struggle so hard to be actual that at the end they just lose themselves. And you, in the audience, you don't have any idea what he wants to tell you either. With demisvolpi, it is not the case, at least not yet. I am pretty sure that he doesn't have it always easy at all. So far I liked most of his works, and the tremendous work. These ballets are not made overnight. I am not young, but not old either, and I am somewhere in the middle, as I said. And when things start to be too modern, with force, not instinctively, I just start to feel myself uncomfortable. I am just a few years older than Mr. Volpi, maybe 4 or 5 years older. We both learned everything from books yet when we were kids, but then, somewhere at the time of our high school years, internet came around, and then YouTube and then the social media, and we had to learn everything, because for work, just the same what kind of work, we already needed it, and sometimes, geez, I feel so damn lost in between. I have my balance most of the time, but sometimes, I just don't have any idea what's going on in the world. I just don't get it. I read so many books when I was a kid, and now I don't read anymore. Where the heck is the old me? I am sure I lost something on the way. I want it back. At the same time, today, there is so many things I can watch and learn. because I have the quickest access to any knowledge in the world. And it is just too much. Where should I begin? Now that is how ballet also went off the radar for many, I guess. People don't go to the theater, and they don't read either. They watch another 200 short videos because it is at home and it is much easier to process. On the other hand, I come to the ballet and it happens sometimes that I try to process a piece for years. And I still don't get it because there is so much in it. Who want to process any art piece for years? Who has the time for that? Who wants to have the time for that? Of course, I am not allowed to spoiler this ballet. I must not tell too much about it, but two things were for me really funny, personally. First, when I played with the band on Saturday, I stood pretty close to the brass instruments. There was about, I say, 20 centimeters between me and the next brass player, because the stage was small and we were 8. And that meant I went totally deaf on my right ear for the next few hours. And I guess that happened exactly to one of the dancers in this show. When I saw that, I told myself, boy, I guess I know exactly what you are feeling. The second thing is, Mr. Volpi made a certain moment of my first ballet animation real, on stage, in this piece. I don't tell you when and where and how, but just watch it and you will see immediately what I am talking about. It is a funny coincidence, but it is really an amusement for me. It just lifted my mood. The last show is over and I feel now so depressed. The show was of course awesome. I sat on the second floor now so I could see the musicians again, and partly also the percussionists. At the premiere I sat on the third floor in the middle, and God, it was such a good choice. I had, the whole picture, and the music is so different right under the ceiling. But I didn't see the percussionists, and as I learned to play drums myself, I was a bit sad. I was so interested how they made these funny sounds. And how did they found it out? And there were, I don't know, at least 5 percussionists on stage. Today I heard and saw pretty good everything I wanted, and still I fell down somehow after it. I had my birthday this week, that might be a part of it. I know it is not too elegant to pity myself, but it is me from time to time. Why should I deny it? I don't really care about age. I was never a beauty, so there is something I cannot lose. But still, I have to think of the things that never happened to me, and probably never will as the years go by. Demisvolpi jumped in at the end just to take a bow with the company, and I guess it was also a part of it. I don't know him really, but you know what? I am pretty sad that he leaves Düsseldorf. On my way to Dortmund on Friday, my train had a delay of about 20 minutes, and it was because someone had an accident with an ICE, with an express train. That probably means someone tried to kill themselves. And that plan was pretty often in my head too, before I started to visit this ballet company. And I learned that there are still things that is worth living for. Unlike big words, but they are not. These dancers saved me many times in the last years. It must be about 3 years. Dear God, some of them grew up right before my eyes. So after the show I just needed a walk, but the city didn't seem safe. Too many people everywhere, being high on alcohol and stuff, and shouting, fighting, so I just came back here and just had a walk around my hotel. Look at these old instruments. Where are the musicians who played them? I guess I went a bit astray. Where the hell am I? What am I doing here? Am I burying here something? Or I am building something up? And when I build, do I have all the curves right? No one asked me to talk about ballet or about this show or this company. And don't think I'm a ballet fan who is anyway totally blind. Thanks to social media, I know a few things about the problems with this whole ballet thing. And be sure there will be at least one video about it. Though I'm a bit afraid to make it. But right now I have other plans. I couldn't sleep tonight. In fact, I rarely can sleep. And I made the world-changing discovery that the problems the ballet world has are the same problems the world itself has. We have a strange fractal thing here. But please don't ask me about it because I'm just too sleepy for that. I think of these dancers a lot. I hope they are treated well by the ballet masters. I hope they are paid enough. I really hope they are not forced to keep dancing with serious injuries. And I also really hope they are not forced to get even thinner than they are now. And yesterday, no one came to dance while being hungry. I hope that this is the company where none of the dancers is abused sexually, for example. Because I heard somewhere that it all happens in the ballet world. And the fact that makes it even more sad is they are mostly children when they start to dance in a company. They are pretty often hired when they are under 18. I forgot to tell I don't have any idea about ballet. Maybe that is why I just don't care which dancer makes the biggest jumps, or does the most pirouettes, or who has the least body fat percentage. Sometimes a dancer dances totally behind, at the farthest end of the stage, where no one can see her or him, and he or she just catches your eye, and you just cannot stop watching that dancer anymore. It doesn't matter what the other dancers do. You just must watch that dancer. And not because he or she is so beautiful, or he or she is such an awesome dancer technically. It is really not my job to tell who has the best technique of the dancers. You just must watch that dancer. It happened to me many times already. I really don't care who is a soloist and who is a principal. I want to decide for myself who I like, and it is really not the looks and not the techniques. I just cannot tell what it is about. I really don't know.